You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, a police drug bust worth $1.3 million. Abaco after Nicole. Bahamians look to improve their health. Scores attend a health fair. And in sports, the Bahamas beats Panama in FIBA action. The Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jimenita Swain, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Thanks for tuning in. Two separate drug busts would lead to police confiscating over 150 pounds of illegal drugs with an estimated street value of $1.3 million. The first incident records a drug operation between OPBAT Drug Enforcement Unit officers and officers of the Mayaguana Division, resulting in 60 kilos of suspected cocaine being confiscated. Police say shortly after 8 p.m. on Thursday, officers of the Mayaguana Division acting on intelligence found that an aircraft had landed undetected, and they proceeded to the airport. At that location, officers observed a number of men at the aircraft who, upon seeing them, fled in an attempt to evade capture. The aircraft was subsequently searched and the drugs discovered. Officers arrested 3 Bahamian men who are assisting police with their investigations. The second incident occurred back here in the capital in the area of Redland Acres around 7:30 last evening. Preliminary reports revealed that officers of the Southeastern Division conducted a search of an abandoned building on Red Sea Road, where they confiscated 2 pounds of suspected marijuana worth an estimated value of $2,000. No arrests were made in connection with this incident, and investigations continue. With the holiday season just around the corner, officers of the Southwestern District stepping up their patrols last night. Our Lloyd Allen went along for the ride and shares what else police found on those patrols.
Well, it's all about increasing safety. Police of the Southwestern District on Friday making a tour of a number of areas throughout the community, including a shanty town just off Cowpen Road.
Officer in charge of the Carmichael Road Police Station, Chief Superintendent Eugene Strawn, along with a number of officers, patrolled the area as part of their weekend blitz to target suspected criminals, illegal activity, and other offenses. Now, other areas visited included the Southwestern Plaza, as well as the Coral Harbor community.
This operation is just to take us through the various sectors of the communities. We're going to stop to several business establishments and several residences to let them know that we are assuring them that we are still going to be up and about, especially during this Yuletide season, to assure them that we're going to try to keep the community as safe as possible.
Strawn adds around this time of year, crime of opportunity remains a concern.
That we are seeing from a national standpoint is that we are plagued with some negativity as it relates to murder, armed robbery, house break-ins, and a lot of other issues that are affecting the quality of life.
Now, we also spoke with some of those citizens on the ground, grateful to see officers patrolling.
There's so much things happening today in Nassau and basically the whole Bahamas, and just getting some tips on what we can do and how we can avoid situation is really grateful.
It's good to know that they're in the community and assisting us the best way possible. We feel safe and comfortable knowing that we have a shoulder to lean on.
We've established a WhatsApp group where we have over about 200 persons within the neighborhood of Coral Heights East and Coral Vista that is actively a part of the group. Whenever there is a suspicious car that's in the area, it sets out alarm bells.
But should you find yourself a victim to a crime, particularly theft, Strawn offers this advice.
We find that there are a number of persons purchasing appliances along with some other goods, and when they come to make a report, they have no idea of how to properly identify their product. What we are asking them to do is retain receipts, and if they don't have the receipt, they could do some proper marking or record all of this proper serial numbers and all of those good stuff as it relates to the ownership of those properties.
Officers say they will continue to execute similar patrols to reinforce safety and order for all Bahamians. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Also making news tonight, life now back to normal on Abaco following the passage of Hurricane Nicole that lashed the island this week with its 70-mile-per-hour winds. Many residents are now back to work. Businesses have reopened. Power and water disruptions have been restored, and the island sustained minimal damage from the tropical cyclone. Member of Parliament for Central and South Abaco, John Pinder, on the ground this week assessing the situation.
There wasn't a single community that was spared from the coastal flooding, the high tide, storm surge, and so on and so forth. I know the ocean side had a tremendous amount of ocean surge, so there was a lot of dune damage and different portions of the Keys that had water passing through.
There was partial flooding at the Leonard Thompson International Airport. Pockets of water also visible in other communities, including the island's dock. Although the devastation left by Dorian 3 years ago is still visible, Pinder applauding the resilience of Abaconians.
It's another hurdle for Abaco. It shows how vulnerable that our coastal communities are, especially when it comes to high tides and storm surge. And it shows how much more we have to do infrastructure-wise. You would have heard the DPM speaking earlier about capital investment in terms of infrastructure in Abaco, and I know that this administration will do what's right for Abaco. We're still rebuilding from Dorian, but we're going to be bigger, better, and stronger. Abaco is resilient, and we're Abaco strong.
Well, we've got a few more weeks to go before the official close to the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season, and with the most recent system, Nicole, long gone, in its wake, residents here in the capital and on other islands were reminded of the power of storm surge associated with the tropical systems. But what is storm surge actually? Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean explains.
It's really water being forced inland by the winds of these tropical cyclone, but there are a number of factors that determine the height of this storm surge. So there are a number of factors. We'll deal with the first one. The larger the storm is in terms of its diameter, the greater coastal areas that will be impacted.
But that's not the only thing that should be considered. He presented this scenario.
A storm approaching from the southwest moving across the Great Bahama Bight, which is shallow water, will tend to create greater storm surge in terms of height as opposed to a similar storm moving from the east, which is passing over deep ocean waters just to the east of the Bahamas. So these are some of the factors we look at when we're determining the height of storm surge.
Hi, this is Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean with a tropical weather update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas. The tropics very quiet this evening. We do have a broad area of showers and thunderstorms to the northeast of the northern Leeward Islands, but it is not quite impressive, and that's because we have the presence of some strong upper-level wind sharing both in the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. And these are the two areas where tropical cyclones generally develop at this time of the year, but that broad area is going to have some difficulty because of the presence of those upper-level wind shears. So elsewhere in the tropics, tropical cyclone development is not anticipated over the next 5 days. This has been a Tropical Weather Update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas.
Also to come in the weekend edition, Rotary and Kiwanis teaming up for a health fair today. The details of that and more after the break.
Almost every journey starts with your car. We spend most of the early stages of our lives anticipating getting our first set of wheels. When that moment finally comes, let AID be there for all your auto needs. Make it yours by accessorizing, maintaining, and repairing your car with AID. Whether you're a professional mechanic, a recent graduate, a full-time mom, or an I can fix that kind of guy, or if you're completely clueless about what your car needs, AID will assist in providing a large variety of auto parts, a diagnostic center, and great customer service. For all life's auto journeys, we're here. AID, all you really need and more.
Relay, each team member must do his or her part in the race. If one member drops the baton, it impacts all of us. Across all ages, genders, abilities, nationalities, cultures, or religion, we are all on the same team, and we all have a role to play in getting to the finish line to win the race against COVID-19. Don't drop the baton on safety. Wear your mask over your mouth and nose. Keep at least 3 feet distance from others. Do not touch your face, and wash or sanitize your hands often. Together, we will win.
NBA League Pass is the coolest way to watch the hottest game there is. When threes rain down and superstars heat up. When clutch jumpers splash and your team is fire. You'll be there for up to 40 games a week, any way you want to watch. NBA League Pass. Order now.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Thanks for staying with us. The latest COVID-19 dashboard update shows just one confirmed positive case, a female with a location pending. Total confirmed cases to date stand at 37,436. 9 persons are hospitalized, all listed as moderately ill. No ICU cases. Deaths remain at 833 with 10 under investigation. And active cases stand at 76 with 36,302 total recovered cases. Goodman's Bay a bit busy this morning as close to 100 Bahamians took full advantage of services offered during a health fair hosted by Rotary and the Kiwanis Club of Nassau AM. President Marcel Gibson says he's pleased with the turnout.
In recognition of World Diabetes Day, the Kiwanis Club of Nassau AM, along with the Rotary Club of Nassau, decided that we will join hands to service individuals in our community. We're here at Goodman's Bay Park. We're doing free test of sugar. We actually have a chiropractor as well here, so we can come and get chiropractor services. And so it is an opportunity for us to give back to the community, to show that we are out there, we're out working, we're service-minded, and we want to give back to our community during this time, particularly with World Diabetes Day.
Meantime, the Kiwanis Club of Cable Beach giving back in a big way just a few weeks before Thanksgiving. From 7 this morning, the group distributed breakfast and clothes to residents at the Adelaide Community Park. President Kenneth Sweeting on the outreach initiative.
There were a number of initiatives so far since we took over in October. As in we went to Adelaide School, donated books, textbooks and workbooks for the GLAD students in grade 3 and grade 6. And we just felt the need to come in the community and feed breakfast this morning.
Well, officer in charge of the Western Division, Chief Superintendent Janet McKinsey, says her team is doing a great job at staying visible in that community.
It's important for us at the Western Division to be a part of this initiative because this Adelaide community is in the Western Division most of all, and it's in line with the Commissioner of Police policing plan for all divisions to be greatly involved with the activities that are happening within the division. Our role today is multifaceted. We are here, of course, security is always an issue, so we're here to provide security. The officers also walked the community with flyers inviting persons to come here. We've also donated to the breakfast and toy drive.
Well, we are definitely in the season of giving with Thanksgiving right around the corner. Getting in the spirit a bit early were members of the Port Charlotte constituency who hosted a luncheon at the St. Joseph's Church on Boyd Road today. Residents were treated to a tasty meal of peas and rice, ham, turkey and macaroni. Area Member of Parliament, the Honourable Alfred Sayers, says it's all a part of helping to foster a sense of community in his constituency.
Thanksgiving is a time of gratitude And this is a small token of gratitude and love to the community of Fort Charlotte. We are all challenged during this time. We have persons who are recovering from Dorian, and of course we've just gone through another storm. And we want to really bring people together in expression of community that is caring for, with each other. And I'm here with the president of the Young Liberals, Fabian, and I am so grateful that the young people are playing an integral part in this in terms of practicing care and responsibility to the community.
And as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. Sports is up after the break.
Make your company representative stand out through an embroidery design on your uniforms from Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Janae's utilizes the latest state-of-the-art embroidery technology to monogram large and small quantities of shirts, caps, bags, and other articles. If you don't already have a digitized logo, Janae's can design and digitize your idea and bring it to life. Then install the logo of your choice from their large selections of 27 stock colors of golf shirts in cotton or dry fit, caps, or workwear. Call 394-8385 or 6 or visit www.janaes.com.
Nobody can talk about your business or a special event like you can. Do you want a way to bring your message to a large audience? You need a live ZNS radio interview. 5 minutes of airtime to let listeners know directly from you all about your company, product, or upcoming event. And now, for a limited time only, get 5 interviews for 25% off or 10 interviews for 35% off. Call the ZNS sales office today, 502-3800, and get on the radio.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
Acting Director for Local Government Neil Campbell has been busy rolling out the vision that he and the Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, Clay Sweeting, both had for local government when they served as practitioners. According to Campbell, many changes have already taken place since the appointment of a 16-member review committee. These changes bringing an air of excitement to the department.
I think we're all excited about it. We have two teams, one for the Northern Bahamas, one for the Central and Southern Bahamas. They've been going to the various districts and everything else, speaking with the persons, giving those questions, and even advancing questions that we never even thought that may have been asked. And so far, it seemed to be energized, and I believe we're going to make a definite impact within those local communities.
The budget for several aspects of local government has been improved. Campbell says he believes a major win for local government practitioners will be when they are able to generate their own funds.
A lot of times, persons say you come up with a lot of ideas, but the ideas, in actuality, need to have some funding behind it. So he's looking at special funding as well, where they'll have some revenue-generating powers, where they could actually realize all of these ideas that they may have. Different islands have different concerns. Drainage, some may say fire engine, some will look at community centers. Some will just improve the surroundings. So once that comes into play, I assume a lot of the problems we had or would now exist will be no more.
A year later as acting director, Campbell says he's proud of the achievements and improvements he sees across the islands, and especially proud of the structure being put in place.
There is now an organizational chart within the department where everyone really and truly knows what their roles are and what is really expected of them. Before, we adopted a lot of things that caused a lot of crossover, a lot of confusion, and sometimes it caused some sort of friction. So now, with bringing the organizational chart, we now have that structure where everybody knows where we're at, what the responsibilities are.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Georgio Bain.
The Sports Report is brought to you by Hoop Fest in Paradise, December 16th to the 17th at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gym. The best in U.S. and Bahamian high school basketball. Welcome to your Saturday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports news. The Bahamas men's national basketball team played with a lot of heart and grit right to the end, securing a hard-fought 83-79 victory over Panama in the first of two games at home this weekend in the FIBA America's World Cup qualifiers. In a game that was postponed from Thursday night due to Hurricane Nicole, the Bahamas got a well-rounded effort as 10 of their 11 players who played in the game scored at least 3 points or more. The Bahamas also missing the majority of the professional players playing in the NBA and in the European League, utilized a mixture of internationally and locally based players to get the job done as they rebounded from their 95-77 loss to Argentina in their last game on August 29th. Moses Johnson, taking over the head coaching job in the absence of Chris DeMarco, said the team's performance was one for the ages.
It is so special for me because to face adversity the way we did and to come out here and have heart and spirit and play for 40 minutes with non-stop determination and grit, it says so much about these guys, man. And I know this was a special group of guys. Nonetheless, what the critics may have said or what type of team we had, I was confident in the fact that these guys would come out and execute. And I knew that they had the wherewithal to do so. And down the stretch, we did it. And, we pulled it off. And hats off to Panama. They played a great game, but we were the better team tonight, and it showed on the court.
David Nesbitt led the attack with 14 points and 8 rebounds, while Ronquino Barros chipped in with 12 points and 5 rebounds before fouling out. With this being one of the older teams to hit the floor for the 2-4-2 in recent memory, the veteran presence certainly paid off.
These guys, man, the David Nesbitts and the Keno Barros and the Kadeem Colbys and Dwight Colbys, even though he didn't play those, or from the bench, he was a veteran voice. For younger guys, even guys like Eugene Bain, who's been playing for a long time, he bought some valuable minutes, some key minutes when guys got in foul trouble. So it was very important for us. We had a little youth, but to have that veteran leadership to do the back end, it makes my coaching much easier because these guys are coaches on the floor as well as on the bench, and they help to make the game flow easier.
These guys I've known for a while. In these kind of situations, you just kind of have to make lemonade out of lemons, and not to call my teammates lemon, but these guys have fight in them. We dropped a few games earlier this summer. It probably would have put us in great position to qualify, but what I saw tonight, these guys still have fight in them. Like they still want to be a part of something special, and we still have the opportunity. So we're just gonna fight until the last whistle.
Well, we are less than 48 hours away from the official start of the North American Optimist Sailing Championships taking place here in Nassau. Over 20 countries, 155 young sailors descending on Montague Bay, eager to set sail on the water. Among them, our very own squad from the 242, roughly 19 sailors set to carry the Bahamas' banner. And for team leader Dallas Knowles, the group is certainly ready.
Well, we have one of the largest teams here. We're on our home court, so we feel pretty confident that we can go out there and perform very, very well. If you have been following the Opti Sailors during the last year, they have performed exceedingly well at all the international competitions they've been to. Craig Ferguson won the Silver Fleet at the World Championships, the best placement a Bahamian Opti Sailor has ever had in our history as a team in the sport. So we're very confident with the level that we have at the top of our team. We have some good senior leaders that are going to hopefully show a good example to some of the younger guys. But I'd say from top to bottom, we have a pretty powerful team. The kids have been training very, very hard. With Martine and Eleuthera for the last 2 years, we've been getting ready for this event, and we've seen the level go up and up and up to the point where we figure anybody on our team has a good shot of putting up some really good results, the best results they've ever put up. The conditions look fantastic for sailing. We're confident sailing in this harbor. We've done it many, many times. So we feel pretty relaxed, and we feel pretty good going into the first races on Tuesday.
And as for the athletes themselves, they're eager for competition.
Training pretty much every weekend and all week. We're racing with the other teams to prepare,
And yeah, I'm really excited about.
Yeah, I'm also really excited. We've been really training hard the last few months, and I feel like we've worked hard for this event. Yeah, we've just really put a lot of energy into doing as well as we can and like making as many friends as we can, and it's just been such a great opportunity to race with other countries and other people. We've been working really hard, training like during school time and also like off, like just every time we can, and it's good.
Recently we've been training every day, but the upcoming past years we've been training weekends, weekdays, pretty much whenever.
Yeah, just like you said, we've been training whenever we get a chance. We've been trying to push the level as high as possible and just trying to get out there as much as we could.
Yeah, we've been training our physical and mental states very hard and pushing ourselves to the limits so we can compete the best as we can and represent.
We've been working on our abilities like through practices and regattas and stuff like that, and I think we'll have a good regatta because of that.
And that's been a look at your sports on this Saturday. A check on weather when we return. The Sports Report was brought to you by Hoop Fest in Paradise, December 16th to the 17th at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gymnasium, the best in U.S. and Bahamian high school basketball.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
NBA League Pass is the coolest way to watch the hottest game there is. When threes rain down and superstars heat up. When clutch jumpers splash and your team is fire. You'll be there for up to 40 games a week. Any way you want to watch. NBA League Pass. Order now.
It's time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us in studio with the latest temperatures. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jiminita. It is mostly cloudy outside of our studios. Temperature at 82 degrees, the relative humidity 74%. We have south-southwest winds at 6 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,015.3 millibars. That is 29.99 inches, and the pressure is falling. Temperatures around the Family Violence this evening, 82 in Marshall, Babaco, Green Toll Key, also in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands at 78 degrees, 78 also in Alistown, Bimini, 82 degrees in Harbor Island, Rock Sounding Neutral 81, Black Point Exuma at 79 degrees, 79 also in Kemp Space, South Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros. Otterstown, Cat Island, 80, San Salvador, 80 degrees, Rum Key also 80 degrees as well, in Georgetown, Exuma, 81 degrees, 81's in Ragged Island, Clownstown, and Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Megwana, 83, Ackles, 83, Matthew Tiny, Nagua, the Turks and Caicos Islands, also at 83 degrees. Antibody forecast tonight in the northwestern parts of the country, southwest to west winds ahead of an advancing cold front. Speeds 10 to 15 knots. The wave height just around 2 to 4 feet. The high tide that will take place at 10:23 tonight for the central and southeastern islands. Southeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Tomorrow, Sunday, the winds become northwest behind that front, which will go through during the early morning hours. Wave heights remaining at 2 to 4 feet. We'll have a high tide at 10:47 in the morning with the low tide at 5:24 tomorrow afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands on Sunday, the winds fall off light and variable with flat seas. Satellite picture still showing some tropical moisture across the central and southeastern parts of our country, and New Providence just on the edge of that, so we could get 1 or 2 brief passing showers tonight, but certainly the central and southeastern Bahamas will get some pockets of showers and isolated thunderstorms tonight. Our forecast tonight call for partly cloudy with a thunderstorm in spot. Late tonight, 73 degrees for your low temperature. And tomorrow, we're looking at partly sunny with a shower in the morning, followed by an afternoon thunderstorm. High temperature tomorrow, just around 82 degrees. And extended weather forecast, isolated showers and thunderstorms into Monday. Things clear up there after Tuesday, Wednesday, looking pretty nice with lots of sunshine returning to our forecast area. Temperature-wise, we're going to cool you down just a tad over the next couple of days. Temperature starting to rise back up into the mid-80s by the middle part of this week. Jimenita.
Thanks, Basil, and that will end the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network, as only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.